It is a topsy-turvy political cycle that we're in. We've talked about it, Gatos. I don't even know how to describe what the last month has been like. Nuts is right.
Insane, honestly. It's the craziest election of all time. And it has to be.
We ain't done yet, are we? No way we are. But we're getting more and more people coming out and talking, certainly, about the change at the top for the D's. One of those people is joining us right now. He is the mayor of Mesa, Arizona, John Giles. Mayor Giles, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us.
Gentlemen, good to be with you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mayor, you are in the Kamala Harris camp. You're a Republican. You're in conservative Mesa. And you come out and said, listen, I'm not voting for Trump. As a Republican, I'm not voting for Trump. Mm-hmm. You actually put your support behind Kamala Harris. A lot of people don't do that. It's not often that we hear that. Why have you decided to do that?
You know, it was with a lot of thought and some reluctance, because I enjoy as mayor being somewhat nonpartisan. You know, I am a Republican, but I'm elected in a nonpartisan election, and as mayor, I try. I don't go out of my way to engage in partisan issues, because I like to just focus on city problems. But occasionally, you know, there are some moral choices that we're presented with, and sometimes there are elections and some issues that are just so compelling that silence is not an option. And so this, to me, is one of those times where, I'll go ahead and expose myself to some criticism and hope that it's worth it, because this is such a compelling issue.
Mayor Giles, I'll ask you the question. And again, you call yourself a Republican, even though it's a nonpartisan election. And I know that you, quote unquote, run in those circles. You know, one of the comments that I've heard and that I tend to agree with is, I didn't change, the Republican Party changed. Do you feel that way?
Right. Absolutely, I do. I mean, I've been a lifelong Republican. I was, when I was in law school, I was an intern for John McCain, and I honestly do feel like the Republican Party that I have been a member of for years is more closely aligned with my priorities and the approach to problem solving that I would like to see. So. At every opportunity that I have to support a good Republican candidate, I'm going to absolutely do that. So it is with a lot of reluctance that I'm doing what I'm doing.
Mesa Mayor John Giles is joining us on KTAR. He's voting as a Republican for Kamala Harris, not Trump. Why not Trump?
Well, I think there's a certain bar, you know, that every candidate has to get over. You know, a bar that has to do with character. That has to do with commitment to the rule of law, to the United States Constitution, to what your personal agenda is. I have differences with Kamala Harris, but I don't doubt that the top of her agenda is what is in the best interest of the United States. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case with Donald Trump.
What's the main reason? Is it character?
Like
is
moral
it
or
is it what happened on January 6th? Is it he might not leave office if he wins? I mean, is it democracy?
Right. Well, I mean, I think some of us have short memories. I think we all do. Remember 4 years ago, we were so done with this guy, and we literally were talking in terms of a national nightmare coming to a conclusion, because we had been subjected to daily tweets and daily examples of why he was below the bar when it came to character and to prioritizing the needs of our country over his own. So with this guy, I mean, it's every day he gives us a reason to question what his priorities are. And so I think we just need to learn from the lessons of Donald Trump. Just a few days ago, he said, you know what, vote for me this time. You'll never have to vote again. Because, empower me, and then democracy and the Constitution, won't be things we have to worry about in the future. It's just every time he opens his mouth, he says something disqualifying.
It gets a little worse. Yeah, I agree with you. Mesa Mayor Giles is with us right now. He wrote an op-ed. You can read it in the local paper, as I like to refer to it as, on why he is supporting, as a Republican, why he's supporting Vice President Harris over Donald Trump. I have a question for you, kind of, on the ground, Mesa. I think we all have a vision of that. How has Donald Trump and this new brand of politics, how's it impacted local politics? How's it gotten down to, the city level? Can you tell us about that?
Sure. The extreme polarization, that we've seen in politics over the last few years, particularly since Donald Trump has kind of turned up the heat, you do see that vitriol and that mean-spiritedness reflected in places like school board meetings and city council meetings. You've got people that are showing up, wanting to talk about agenda items that they heard on the cable news network that have nothing to do with school boards and city council, but they're passionate, and it evokes the response that the cable news networks are trying to evoke in them, and so the pendulum, typically you see the pendulum move right and left, and sometimes it gets back into the center, but we're not seeing that happen so much anymore because there are folks that are making a great deal of money fanning the flames of extremism. And we see that at the local level as well.
You've been the mayor over there for a long time. What, 2013, something like that?
2014.
2014.
So just went past 10 years.
Okay. Where were you in 2020? Did you like Trump then? Were you?
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to support the Republican candidate, but I was nervous, and so I've never really given him the full body hug. I've always been nervous or suspected that he had another agenda.
Were you for Biden before he dropped out?
I didn't come out. I know there was a lot of people that 4 years ago, I voted more against Donald Trump than I voted for Biden. I thought Donald Trump again was disqualifying, and I thought Biden was good enough, to as an alternative. And I think a lot of people, prior to the president dropping out, were wondering if we had a viable alternative to Donald Trump. So I appreciate the change that has occurred. I think again, Kamala Harris does not. We're not a perfect match on all the policy issues. There's certainly things that her agenda differs from mine as far as policies on a variety of issues, immigration and abortion and other things. But I don't doubt that she has the best interest of our country at heart, and I can't say the same for Mr. Trump.
We got 30 seconds. Are you getting your butt kicked out there in Mesa for doing this?
I've been shocked at generally. The answer is yes, but I've also gotten a lot of love
and some love also. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. I hear your cell phone keeps dinging in the background. I assume that's people hearing you on the radio texting you.
Wait, he's not voting for Trump. What's the deal?
Well, that's exactly what's happening. But we do underestimate where the majority of people are in Arizona. Most people want to be mainstream, and we just don't have sometimes mainstream alternatives.
Gotcha. Here.
All right,
Mayor Giles, thank you. Appreciate your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, that's Mesa Mayor John Giles on why, as a Republican, he's supporting Kamala Harris.
Interesting.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gatos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.